Lone Joe. I'm the Community Planning Division Chief. The Community Planning Division, we are responsible for creating sustainable and well-functioning communities. And we do this by developing and implementing community plans. We develop policies, programs, and incentives to support diverse, equitable, and vibrant communities. We review development proposals for compliance with zoning and land use regulations, and we assess whether or not they align with community plans, with the master plan, or design standards. We also facilitate um, meetings, public participations through meetings, workshops, open houses, just to gather input from residents, from businesses, and other stakeholders. And we also ensure that we have effective communication and collaborations with the community, with other county and state agencies, as well as elected officials. And I would say, if I sum up this, the main task for the community planning division aim to guide the physical, the social, and the economic development of the community while considering the needs and aspirations of its residents. And I want to say that the top priority for the community planning is to ensure that the needs and desires of diverse communities are taken into consideration. And we do this by making sure that we design inclusive engagement processes. Some of the ways include conducting surveys, doing hosting public meetings, organizing focus groups, or even creating online platforms for feedback. And I feel like this is very important in order to get a diverse range of people to participate in the planning processes and get their voices heard that way. Something else is that the county is a diverse county. And for that reason, we recognize the importance of language and accessibility. So with any planning processes, public participation, we make sure that we have translation services, interpretation services, but also that all the materials are in multiple languages. And this, again, for the same goal of getting input and participation from a lot of people and just getting their voices heard as well. We also, the planners, I would say, undergo cultural sensitivity training and education, because I feel like with dealing with diverse communities, diverse members of the community, we need to be ready to understand different backgrounds, different values, different needs. And then for that reason, we have bias trainings and other education just to get us ready. Also, something else that I believe is important to make sure that we have the needs and desires of the communities, diverse community, into account is by building strong relationship with the organizations that we deal with, community organizations, other groups, because they relay the message to their community. And then having that relationship, I feel like, is very essential in community engagement. We have the Main Street program, which is a state program. We have three designations in the county right now. We have one in Dundalk, one in Reisterstown. Those are like full Main Street. And then we have one in Towson, which is the affiliate Main Street. So the Main Street really strive to revitalize downtowns. So that's what the goal of the Main Street mostly is. And then we have the Sustainable Community designation, which is a state program, again, another place-based designation. Currently, we have 8 designations in the county. And again, it's to revitalize all the communities. And when you are in a sustainable community designation, the organizations have access to state grants and resources to implement some of the strategies that are listed in their action plan. We have 21 commercial revitalization districts in the county. Right now, we are in the process of co-leading that program between the Department of Planning and the Department of Economic Workforce Development. But if you are included in a CRD, which is the Commercial Revitalization District, you have access to incentives, such as the Architect on Call program, the Building Improvement Loan program, tax credits, but also the Commercial Revitalization Action Grant. Yes, we have the community association database that we maintain in the office. We use that to communicate with community leaders in case there are development proposals or studies or any type of information going on in their area. We use the contact we have in the database to communicate with them. And then for that reason, it's really important to have accurate information. So if your community groups isn't registered, I encourage you to register with us, but also regularly update your information in order for us to have up-to-date information.
I'm Megan Benjamin. I am in the Community Planning Division and I'm the Land Preservation Administrator. So I work in the northern sector of the county and also administer our land preservation programs. So it refers to our voluntary programs for conservation, not to be confused with the regulatory requirements. And the results of these programs are what we call deeds of conservation easement, which run with the land and transfer to any future owner of the property. So they are voluntary preservation programs. And these deeds of conservation easement protect what we call the conservation values of a property. So, and it limits the residential and commercial development of the property outside of agricultural use and protects these conservation values. There are multiple program options available in the county, some that we administer through our office, such as the Maryland Agricultural Land Preservation Program. That's a state program, but we administer it through our Fort Baltimore County. We also have a county agricultural preservation program that we administer. And then there's also Rural Legacy and Maryland Environmental Trust, which mainly deals with donated conservation easements. So very broadly, there are multiple purposes that may include protection of natural resources, protection of working lands, agriculture and forestry, watershed and reservoir protection, as well as protection of scenic and cultural resources as well. The ag programs that our office administers has a goal of permanently protecting a land base that's able to support a thriving agricultural economy. So it depends on the program. Some of the things that we will typically look at to determine what programs a property might be eligible for include the size, location, soil quality, adjacency to other protected lands. So the easiest way for folks to know what they might qualify for would be to contact our office, and our staff can take a look and direct them either on the programs that we administer and or any others that they might be eligible for as well. And then the application process again depends on the program also. So like the MALF program and the County Ag program usually have an annual deadline. In the spring, we open the application period and announce the closing date, and then other programs have a more rolling application process and depends on funding. So our Ag Land Preservation Advisory Board is responsible for making recommendations related to our ag preservation programs, so both MALF and our county ag program. They rank applications that come in for the program and have an ongoing responsibility to oversee and make recommendations related to requests related to those easements that are in place. They also have an advisory role related to ag-related zoning issues, and so items such as farm tenant houses and roadside stand applications, just as a couple of examples, and those can be on any properties, not necessarily in preservation. They meet monthly as they have items to review, except for the month of August.